Today is, for this particular latitude, the exact day of equal hours of day and night. It is actually the 25th of September, the Gregorian, for latitude of Edinburgh, Scotland, which is where I am. I just felt like doing a bit of incensing with the sacred wood. I've been finding open fires very therapeutic, very healing. I've been contemplating maybe go camping somewhere, do a bit of camping in the woods, by the fire. I've been to a couple gatherings, see folks, not very big gatherings, small gatherings, see folks again I've seen, but in a different place. Continue the discussions and continue to see how everybody's doing, catching up with everybody. For the Equinox, on the 21st, which is the standard for the planet, with the equator. And today I took my electric and amp set up to a friend who'd actually inspired me to actually get an amp for the guitar, because I thought I'd take it over so he could have a wee shot and stuff. But that got me back into having a wee shot on it myself, which I have done for the previous half of the last week. But I'm definitely far more into my acoustic music. I was into electric when I was much younger, and I've kept my electric guitar all those years. Only playing on it rarely. I've had moments when I've got back into it, but I mainly am acoustic. So I've been going through all different acoustic-y songs which I wrote at different points in my life, and one's been in my head, wishing to be shared, about a storm. It's well into the storm energy, when there was a big storm in Edinburgh, and then that's where I got my staff, my storm staff, when I was coming home in the morning, maybe after being out at an event the previous night. There'd been a big storm, and I would walk past branches falling, things like this, and that's where I found my staff. So it had fallen from a tree in a storm, hence the reason I call it a storm staff. So my storm staff is my only staff, and I cut it to measure, and it's been through some definitely fascinating experiences as its own being. A staff being, time being a staff. So I've been practicing tunes on different guitars. I'm definitely far more used to this nylon string, but I need to do a bit more practicing on the steel string. I definitely sung some when I was much younger, and I felt far more like an elf, just starting out on my journey into the big world, see what the big world's like, see how I fit into the big world. what my place is in the big world, all these sorts of, questions you ask when you're kind of starting out your own path in life. But I think I've always felt, maybe not all the time, but sometimes I've felt connected with the elements. So and maybe it's, down to coincidence, people could, perceive in all different ways, but sometimes I've felt like I've known when storms are coming, or I just, maybe it's the pressure. There's definitely probably science behind that understanding. Not always though, but definitely I've had moments when I felt like, sort of felt, some sort of big change in weather coming without, reading newspapers or checking internet search engines and all this kind of stuff for what's actually happening in the weather. And that's why I wrote about a storm and the whole concept of being able to know when sort of more intense events are going to take place before they do. And storms can be pretty intense. So yeah, equinox energies, so we've got a balance there, so maybe a song about storm, but you've got a balance energy of equinox here as well, and a bit of a blessing with incense, and I've got my feather in my hat. I like to wear the feather in my hat on the points of the eightfold year. I usually go for a walk on Arthur's Seat with my feather in my hat for the, it could be called sacred days, but all days are sacred. But there's certainly some sort of key energy. You could call it all different things. They feel sacred and special, but mainly it's like the maths, which that's what I'm into, is the maths. That's how I perceive things. Primarily that is the thing, that there are, this balance of in humanity, folks who are far more language based and folks who are far more, you could say mathematics based, or like practical hands-on, see something happen and then be able to repeat the process, compared to the language analysis, writing it as an explanation to be described, so you learn from a description of what to do. And I have to watch the broccoli, it doesn't boil over, so I've got broccoli over there, need to make sure I keep an eye on the broccoli. So yeah, that's what I've experienced in my life, this balance between language and mathematics. Which really is what songs are, really. It's a combination, isn't it? Although there's far more to it than that. Obviously you have experience and skill and development of actually how much you actually play, but the fundamentals are some sort of lyric, language, and some sort of melody, positioning on the fretboard, which is maths. At least it could be seen that way, in one way. You can just upload a song and just share a song, but I felt like just sharing this moment with whoever watches this, with some of the stuff I'm experiencing, thinking about. I had a wonderful massage recently, and that definitely helped me, and I'm still working through a lot of tension, I think, mainly in my neck, and still stuff clearing in my face, and I'm still using all these different oils and creams and different things which have helped, and regularly do other things like eucalyptus steam with a towel over the head, things like this. Clear the airwaves. You know, if you're going to do any sort of, you know, meditations, any sort of focusing on, you know, tuning into the inner self and calmness and centeredness, definitely, you know, having clear airwaves to feel that sort of, yeah, rising and resting, rising and resting. You know, you can see his flapping of wings, or, you know, be it paws running along the ground. Yeah. Of course, I haven't, you know, probably practiced this enough. But does everything always have to be absolutely perfect? That's one of my personal things I work through often. A storm is on the way. Is there a storm on the way? And is the broccoli going to boil over? Did you feel a storm was on the way? When through the land the wind was blowing, the birds took flight from their seat upon the tree. Did you feel a storm was on the way? Did you hear the trees were whispering of the future laying in our hands? Listen again to their words of vision. Did you feel the storm was on the way? Our hearts are quickening in this age of transforming. Our hearts are quickening into the source of our living dream. All through the land the wind is blowing. Can you feel a storm is on the way? Listen again to their words of vision. Wow, definitely had a few moments there of not actually being able to hold the strings down. Which just shows you the difference between nylon string guitars and steel string guitars. You really have to develop really strong calluses on your fingers. You know, you can, I don't know if you can see these lines at all. I think they're tuned similarly at the moment. I like messing around with alternative tunings, but I think this song was actually originally created with standard tuning. Yeah, but it does sound completely different with this guitar, and I think I've definitely played it with this guitar too. Yeah, strumming technique too. Where do songs even originate? By playing. Yes, hours of fun. I definitely have a few riffs recorded, you know, at different points when I felt very in tune with my instruments. A lot of the time it's in alternative tuning though. I'm out of practice when it comes to standard tuning. Is there a storm on the way? What kind of storm? Are we already experiencing the effects of a storm on the way? Have we already experienced the storm and then we're now experiencing the after effects of the storm? What kind of storm is it? Is it an actual storm of a standard storm like thunder and lightning? Is it a different kind of storm? Maybe it's a storm in the sector of the galaxy that our solar system's moving through. Can you get galactic storms? Is it a storm of our species, of our culture, of this time period? Is that what we've been experiencing? A storm of our own evolution as a species. Storms are very catalytic. Can cause one to think outside the box, come up with ideas that maybe you wouldn't have ever thought of, because you're in a position where you have to come up with other ideas in order to solve problems, which is that feeling of lightning, that you can see lightning in a storm, but the energy of the storm energy that you could describe as something which you feel within yourself when you're experiencing a moment of storm experience in your own life. Sometimes I've spoken to a few folk about that as this feeling of having lightning in your blood, this sort of tangible sort of feeling of heightened energy, intangible, you could say, because it's energetic. We can describe it. Maybe we couldn't actually describe it perfectly, because it's this feeling. Sometimes, maybe in the right moment, it can be described perfectly, or at least described. But it's the difference between the tangible and the intangible. Between actual solid objects and things which are made out of sounds, words, sounds, vibrations, mathematics, equations, which can relate to solid objects, indeed, but the actual way we describe them is very untangible, is very symbolic, which is what languages and maths are. They're both based off of symbols, different sets of symbols. So the storm is a symbol, and that is what I've been feeling in relation to this particular Equinox. I think there was a full moon recently, which I felt really, really profound, powerful stuff. A lot of intense stuff too. And also I've gone through another stage of my own healing process, and that's primarily when I've been making these videos to keep up with my own healing process. You could say it's a very personal experience. Why should I share it with anyone? I'm just sharing it because I feel like sharing. I am a, human being like everybody else. I have a very vivid imagination in relation to who I am on a consciousness level. Maybe you could describe it as beyond purely just the physical body, which I am too in this body, but not just this, beyond this, the realms of the imagination, the intangible levels, beyond the root of the body, not excluding it but including it. I felt like sharing this today because it's Equinox at this latitude, so I'm feeling this energy of balance to combine with the energy of the catalyzation energy of the storm. So I'm not just sharing this catalytic energy of the storm, but also balance too. So balance and catalyzation, combination of those. Yeah, definitely been feeling this one really helps. It's another one of these gels I've been using. Why it works? Very interesting question. Why does our body and our skin respond to certain creams and gels which have, essences of flowers and various other ingredients? That's because our skin, even though it appears solid, I press my face and my hands don't go through my face, it is actually porous. I think that's the right terminology, is it? So we're constantly interacting with our environment and all the time. But we reduce that by wearing clothes. I like wearing hats. Helps to keep my biohomeostasis energy field together. Feeling that sense of warmth. Just looking for a jumper. Still keeping up with my stretching, going for my different exercises, still working with the monkey bar, current status with the monkey bar, doing different stretching on it, and then also recently a friend gave me the tip that it's actually easier to pull yourself up this way rather than this way. So even though, I definitely have issues of shoulder connecting with neck and upper torso, so all stuff here still remaining. I'm working through all different levels, and this is definitely part where I feel like stuff is still releasing. Chiropractor was very helpful. It's good to do some exercises bringing the chin in. So what I do with the monkey bar at the moment, just to build up more strength, is to gently jump up and hold with this reverse position, and then hold, and then sometimes I do knee ups, when you bring your knees to your chest while holding on. So I do a few of those, or however many, and then I keep holding myself up, and then I slowly let myself down. Is a way of developing muscles if you've had some sort of injury, combined with, who knows, maybe I've never actually had very good upper body strength. Don't know if that's absolutely true, because I don't remember being weak. I maybe wasn't overly strong, I hadn't done major weightlifting or anything. I don't remember being weak though. However, I'm definitely at the moment got issues with lifting things and doing too much with my arms. So I have to manage my time with my arms. Would you believe it? Every day I can only do so much. in the current state of things. So I may actually go looking for, now that I've brought myself at this point of the healing path of the completion of it, and maybe what I need to look for is specifically a neck and shoulders and arm masseuse. So that's something else I've been thinking about to continue on my healing path. So there we go. This is my report for the Equinox after, yes, definitely major catalytic healing change since the spring equinox. Giving thanks to obviously this healing oil, Ayurvedic healing oil, and then the super mushrooms definitely really helped me loads. But they're all catalysts. You still have to do exercises yourself. You can't just put oils on and expect it to do everything for you. So again, that's what I'm talking about, catalytic energy, things that help you shift to a new level, which is what I've experienced. With still things shifting, the shedding of the layers of the onion, of the self, layers of the onion, yeah, you could describe it as layers of the onion. I think a lot of time people talk about it's like the shedding of the serpent. We have skin, we shed skin, but it's more than that. Like we are always constantly, our whole bodies around the environment constantly. Our skin is porous wherever we go. It's not just what we breathe in, it's what lands on our skins. Depending on its size, does it actually, soak into our skin? Do we have all the facts and research on that one? Living in cities. I recently spent a night outside the city, and I felt far more relaxed and at peace. So I'm definitely contemplating again the whole idea of maybe not right now, but in the not too distant future, moving somewhere a bit more in the country, both for my own health's sake, but also for a change of scenery. So again, storm energies, feeling obviously far more healthier and feeling far more closer to completion of my healing path and understanding what that requires of me, and having got second opinions and being listened to on different levels by professionals has really helped, and actually getting a really decent massage now that I felt ready for it has really helped. So there we go. This is Osiris here. This is where I'm at now, Equinox 2021. Combination of balance and the catalytic storm. Yeah. Blessings, lots of love and light and peace.